Welcome to the All Things Event Planning with April podcast. If this is your first time listening, then thanks for coming. Each week, we'll be spilling all the secrets that other event planners and industry professionals don't want you to know. From negotiating for the perfect venue to knowing when to walk away from a project, we'll give you the expertise so that you can plan any event, regardless of your experience level. Now, let's get into this week's topic with your host, April.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of All Things Event Planning with me, April. I'm so happy that you're here this week, and I am so excited about this week's episode because we're going to be talking about how organization is key in order to be a successful event planner. And I'm going to give you 3 key things that are kind of like no-brainers when it comes to being organized, so that when you are in the midst of planning any event or working with clients, you're up to snuff so that your clients know you're on top of their business and that you're on top of your business. So if this is something that you're interested in learning more about, then this week's episode is for you. If you've missed any of our previous episodes, don't feel bad. You can go back and binge out and listen to them at any given time. They're all key tips on how to be a successful event planner. So if that is something you're interested in, the past 10 episodes you should go check out. So we're going to start with the first tip of being a successful event planner and being organized, and that is to create event binders. Now, I usually call my event binders event Bibles, and the reason I call them event Bibles is because it keeps everything that you need for that event in the binder. Contracts, due dates. I even put little calendars inside of my event binders of when payments are due to vendors, walkthroughs are due when you need to talk to clients, contracts, photos, any and everything that you possibly may need the day of the event you put in your event binder. And what I like to do is also create tabs. So for example, I made an event binder for my wedding and it had like 22 different tabs, and each tab was dedicated to cake, rings, dress, tuxedos, venue payment, the officiant, the florist, the DJ. All those different tabs had their contracts, when payments were due, copies of what I've paid everyone. All of that stuff is included in your event binder. And what you'll find is that the day of the event, if any vendor has a question or says that they're missing any payment, you can go right to your event binder, go to that tab and say, no, I paid you, or this was the scheduled date of payment. It makes the event planning process so much easier, and you will be less frustrated because you have everything in your event binder. What I also like to do is for every event, create an event binder. You can interchange the event binders, but the main key tabs that you're definitely going to want to have are due dates of when payments are due, receipts of payments that you have made, and just kind of categorize every vendor or everything that you need. So it's very important to have the different tabs. I find that having the different tabs makes you feel more confident that you're in control of the event. And also if you're working with other vendors and other partners, they know that you have everything that you need in order to have the event run smoothly. The reason why you want to be as organized as possible is because, one, you're kind of the go-to person for everything. So if you don't know what's going on, no one else is going to know what's going on, and then that's going to be a problem. Also, it's like a level of project management. So typically when you're the project manager, you're kind of at the helm of what everyone else is doing. You know what everyone else is doing, and you're kind of the director. I also tell people you're kind of almost like the executive producer / director of a movie. So you have to kind of know everything that's going on so that if anyone else has any questions or issues, you can tell them what to do, what not to do. And being an event planner, you have to always be over organized. People come to you because you are what's going to help. You're the glue that keeps events functioning. So again, it's very important that you have an event Bible so that you are on top of your game and no one has to worry, and you don't have to worry that things aren't going the way that they're supposed to. The next way of being organized is to have software or a planning tool online that is kind of works in tandem with your event Bible. So I'm a person that likes things printed out that I can physically touch and see. However, when the event is over, having an online catalog of vendors that you've used, receipts, all that as backup, that's going to really help you to stay organized. Typically, you need to keep files for 7 years if you're in business. So having an online database of past receipts, past vendors, past events will allow you to keep everything organized as well. What I like to do is create separate folders, and within each folder, I might have the client name, for example, and then under the folder, I have vendor, payment, venue, all of that under every folder, and then just copies of receipts, copies of everything that we've done, so that you are able to keep track of what it is that you did, what year that you did it, who you were working with at that time. It's just very important to always keep track of everything that you've done, because again, you are the alpha and omega. People come to you so that you are able to keep the event running smoothly. And this works for small events, large events, birthdays, holiday parties, gatherings, whatever. Having online database of past events along with your event Bible will allow you to stay very, very organized. The last and final thing that you're going to need in order to be an organized event planner is a day of toolkit. So in the toolkit, you're going to want to have things like pens, whiteout, thread, marker, eraser, notepads. And I find that especially at like weddings or like engagement functions, typically what you'll find is that the day of an event, vendors sometimes need the client or you to sign last minute paperwork or last minute documents. So having pens, pencils, markers, anything like that where you can kind of write the day of is going to allow you to have that and be able to sign in last minute document. You'll also find that sometimes you'll have to write something down really quickly. So having post-it notes, notepads, things like that will allow you to jot down notes. Sometimes there's a change in direction. Sometimes there's a room change. And having like a toolkit with you that has those supplies will allow you to stay on top of jotting down notes. Sometimes things happen really quickly and you're not able to remember all the changes that happens. So that's why it's important to have pen, paper, some type of notepad so that you're able to jot down notes quickly. You'll be surprised how if things change in an instant and you have to tell a team member, tell a DJ, tell lighting that they have to make certain changes. So being able to write down and jot down those notes and having that type of kit will allow you to remember everything that you have to remember, and also sign documents, send notes, things like that for your client as well as for your vendors. So that's it of this week's episode on being organized and how organization is key to being a successful event planner. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to check out our previous episodes if you haven't. Make sure to subscribe to our podcast, and we are so excited to join you for the next episode. Talk to you soon.
You've been listening to the All Things Event Planning Podcast.
All Things Event Planning Podcast.
With your host, April. Loved this week's episode? Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, or Google Play. It's very much appreciated. Thank you.